The National Geospatial Platform is a number of different things. There's a lot of policy that goes on in terms of how we share information and how we talk about making our data available to each other as government agencies. But from a technology standpoint, it's really a combination of two different things. One is an environment for agencies to use to host their data and to make it available as services and to build applications. And then the other is the environment to do something with that data. So either to have tools to find it or to have tools to actually make maps, share maps within their communities of interest. And as time goes on, the thing that I'm most excited about is building applications and tools and really sharing those with each other and making our analytical capabilities more widely available across the government. You know, back during the beginning of Deepwater Horizon, there were many of us, the agency geospatial leads, that were sitting around the table trying to understand, you know, how it was that we could get our information out to the public and what mapping was going to bring to this in terms of what we were putting together for the spill. We had sites going up all over the place, so there was many different agencies were all standing up their own maps and making their own data available. And we had agreed from a budgetary perspective almost immediately prior to Deepwater that this was a good idea, that starting to do some things together with OMB as a shared service to really be able to collaborate together on technology was an opportunity, you know, really for all of us to have one place to work together. So Deepwater provided the additional push that we think we needed, you know, to get that site out. And it was really, the first version of this was with large credit to NOAA, who really took the lead, stood this site up, and began to collect data from all over the government in terms of the spill. And to this day, that's the one site where users can go and look at all the mapping information that the government had and the government was maintaining with respect to the Deepwater incident. So it was really the big push to kind of get us moving, and it's exciting to see it having matured since then. So. The Geospatial Platform is really an initiative of the Federal Geographic Data Committee, which is a body that's been around for a long time, almost 30 years. It was created by executive order to help solve the problem of better sharing geospatial information and making more efficient use of geospatial data across the government. So in the FGDC, we work as federal agencies, but really with our partners from multiple levels of government and the private sector and academia. And we, you know, through this network, this long-standing existing governance body, one of the things that we really agreed was missing from what we had was a shared technology enterprise. So in the past, the FGDC activities have largely been about policies, governance, standards, and frameworks. This is really more of an operational thing. So we've taken the FGDC structure and we've decided to name the department, through that process, we named the Department of the Interior as the managing partner for the technology layer that we're trying to stand up in the geospatial platform. So we're really benefiting from the structure of the overall FGDC and the long-standing collaboration and governance that's been provided by that group, but taking a more operational approach and saying, okay, you know, for an IT program, one agency needs to be in charge, so we're going to assign a partner who's accountable to all the other organizations in the FGDC as well as OMB in terms of what we're doing with the shared funding that comes in from all the agencies. So the things that I'm most excited about in the site are we're really trying hard to make geospatial information more available. I think in the past, you know, where we grew up in terms of geospatial practitioners, it was really something that was for the experts. It was the guys in the basements with the cool, you know, shiny plotters and stuff. And the geospatial technology and mapping in general hasn't been as accessible to policymakers and to decision makers across government for years. And really it's been the consumerization of this technology, Google Maps, Bing, you know, these other things that are out there that have given us the ability to take better advantage of geospatial technology and of mapping as government. So it's in big part that, taking a lot of this great work that's been going on kind of behind the scenes across the government for a long time and making it more readily usable, more readily understandable by people who are making policy decisions across government. But at the same time, I'd really like to promote the use of the geospatial platform as a platform. I think in the past we've had websites, catalogs where people could go and look and find things. Maybe you find a data set or a map. And that's great. It's valuable for people to be able to discover that stuff. But the real success is if people take that and do something with it, if they reuse it. So having an active developer community that's taking what we're doing on the geospatial platform and taking the data, taking the tools, taking the source code and other things and embedding those in their own websites is really what I'm, you know, most excited about and looking to measure. So in May, we'll have a new release of the GeoPlatform.gov website that'll have a lot of these kind of communities of interest and communities of practice. Those will be the focus areas of the site. We're redesigning the entire site around this as a concept where affinity groups can get together and share, their information. The developer community broadly is one of those first communities that's going to come out. So we'll be releasing code samples. There will be a GitHub repository for all the source code that people are developing, contributing as a part of it. And then instructions and tools for how to take the maps and the applications and other things that are shared on the platform and to reuse those for your own purposes. So I'm pretty excited about that part of it in particular.